Made by youth, for youth. This is Isaac on Youth Jam Radio.
It is Isaac. Good morning to you. Thank you for listening in. It is that time of the morning where we talk about something that's happened in history that is so tragic. It's so good to see those heroes come out. How did a routine flight go from smooth sailing to utter disaster? On the 7th of October 2008, QF72 was cruising smoothly over the Indian Ocean right before everything went wrong. On Sunday night last week, there was a report about this very flight that brought tears to my eyes as I saw the real heroes of the flight. Of course, the pilot was the biggest saver of them all, saving 315 people from death. His courage, strength, resilience and skill were the difference between life and death. For this act of courage, Captain Kevin Sullivan deserves full credit. That he does indeed. And one man trying to give that to him is the flight attendant on board. His name is Fuzzy Maiava. He joins me on the phone. Good morning. How are you going?
Good morning, Isaac. Good, thank you.
Now, before we get into it, I'm going to quickly play the promo so we can just hear exactly what we're going to expect.
I thought it was the end.
It was so violent. You thought you were going to die? It started going down.
It was just like slam.
Mayday, 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 Qantas 72. The plane that tried to kill everyone on board.
The automation is there to keep you safe. It was actually trying to kill us.
At last, the truth.
The cabin was almost destroyed.
The plane was just out of control.
It just came crashing down.
I actually prayed, please, Lord, make it quick.
Silenced until now. The heroic pilot goes on the record.
Was in a near-death position, and I was going to fight to the death.
I'm here in the flesh because of that man. We owe our lives to him.
The disaster that should have forewarned of the crashes to come.
We're basically fighting for our lives.
Fuzzy, I really want to know, first off, what was it like in that moment? The plane is going down. What was it feeling like?
It was horrifying. To be honest, it was really, really horrifying. It was like, a scary movie. It's just the shock automatically takes over, and you're on your own, virtually, at the time. So, yeah, it was horrifying, Isaac.
So you were off WA coast in the moment of chaos, the first few moments. What was your brain saying to you? There must have been, your brain must have been going overpower, because that, to me, sounds terrifying. What was your mind saying to you at that moment?
Well, initially at the first nosedive, all I could see was in the corner of my eye. That's what got my attention, was the initial bang. And in the corner of my eye, I saw Peter and Diana virtually floating, or they were in the air. And that's when I thought, that's weird, and I felt this heat rush just coming through my body, from my feet right through up to my head, and then it made me look down towards my feet, and then I saw, all I could see was the floor disappearing, like it was going away from me, but not knowing I was actually going to hit the roof.
Oh my!
And that's when I was knocked out.
Oh, now on Sunday night, it does show you hanging out at the back with Peter Casey and his wife and off-duty Qantas customer service manager Diana Casey. Before everything went wrong, did you imagine that it's going to happen?
Look, it just happened so quick, Isaac. It's probably unaware. It's just something. It's happened so quick. It's just a split second.
So there's some real heroes on board that flight. Someone who saved you was Diana, the off-duty Qantas customer service manager, who took you from the ground to your chair in the moment of chaos. Her showcase of strength and persistence is incredible. Here's the question though, Fuzzy. Do you think she's a hero?
Well, look, I can tell you right now that Diana, she was an off-duty Qantas customer service manager. And, she's a hero in every sense of the word. With complete disregard for her own injuries and safety, she put her husband and I first.
That's right.
I can tell you, after hearing the message on the intercom from the flight deck, we knew we had to get to our seats pretty quickly. And Diana, being the only person at the rear of the galley, and being of a small built frame, somehow managed to pick her husband up, who was still semi-unconscious. Blood splattered everywhere, even all over her. She managed to pick him up and strap him into the jump seat.
Wow.
And then, and then after that, I knew I was next. And I'm thinking, how on earth is she going to do this? Because at the time, I was approximately about 125 kgs.
Wow.
And somehow, through the grace of God, without thinking, she just grabbed me with both hands on my pants and lifted me up onto my seat and strapped me in.
Wow. So after that happened, she then went back to the aircraft at the back and started singing "Row, row, row your boat" to the children who were upset. What was that like? And could you tell us exactly what happened in that moment?
Well, after we were strapped in, I looked up. That was the first time I had a look at the rear of the aircraft in the cabin, and I saw it was all chaos. It was a mess in there. It's like, like the captain said, it was like being hit by a tornado.
Mm.
And all I could hear was still the children screaming out of fear. Even the adults screaming and crying. And then I noticed someone was singing a song. There was some singing coming on, and I noticed that. And then I started to hear the song "Row, row, row your boat," and it was Diana.
Wow.
She was singing, calming the kids down. And next minute they were all singing with her, and next minute the adults joined in. And then next minute it was just, you couldn't hear a word of screaming, or even where I was sitting, the screaming and the crying had stopped, and they were all singing that song. So she's incredible. She's an amazing woman. I tell you that right now. She did a great job.
I can imagine that. I can just see that in my head. That must have been so scary, yes, but also heartwarming to know that she is, she's trying to take the kid's mind off that. I just feel like that's the most heartwarming thing someone could do in that kind of situation. Incredible.
Because what got my attention was that when I was a kid, I remember that song because I was singing it too, and I remember. Yeah. I'm sure everybody knows that song. And it just back. It was emotional. It was really, really emotional. It was amazing.
Did you feel like you were going to die?
Absolutely. After the second nosedive, I looked at Diana because I thought, it was just chaos and screaming. I could see the oxygen masks dangling from left to right. And, in Peter's situation, he was unconscious, blood coming out.
Oh, my word.
The shock took over.
Yeah.
And I was just watching Diana. We just looked at each other, and I initially thought that she would be the last person I would ever see.
Wow.
And and when that was happening, you just, the whole body, it just, you felt different. And I felt that it was going to happen at any time. And I quickly prayed to God. I actually did pray to God. And I asked him to please make it quick so that we wouldn't feel the pain. And that's when I thought that was it.
Wow, and that is terrifying to know you did think you were going to die. Are you still close to Diana? Close friends?
Oh, look, we're that close. We now call each other brother and sister.
That's epic. Yeah.
We had not met each other. I did not know her before the flight.
So you actually made friends and got a relationship from that flight?
Absolutely. We're bonded together for life now, as if with everybody else.
Do you think that kind of situation, a near-death situation, can really help you form those really tight relationships with someone? Because you know what you've been through together.
Oh, in my opinion, yes. Unless it happened, I just look, it's just, sorry, I'm just emotional.
That's okay. That's fine. And I can imagine how emotional this actually is for you, because I can't imagine going through that and then going onto the radio and really because what you're doing here is advocating for something right. Giving the recognition to those people. I think that you just have the right to be emotional. It's one of those things where you just go, wow. How incredible is it that some people can really show those kind of heroic acts on board a flight? Do you think that Diana deserves credit for those acts?
Oh, look, Isaac, when you've been given a second chance at life and knowing that you were going to die and situation that we were in, and to be here today, to even have this interview with you, I am proud and to advocate on behalf of these people. They deserve everything they can get.
Yeah.
Because we're here because of them and the heroic actions of Captain Sullivan, First Officer Lipset, and Second Officer Ross Hales, and even Diana and all the rest of the crew, and even the passengers. They're heroes as well. I feel that there's nothing wrong with me advocating for that, and I believe that they do deserve accolades, all the awards, because they're heroes.
That's right, they are. And someone else on that plane who is obviously a hero is the captain, Captain Kevin Sullivan. How would you describe Captain Sullivan?
Oh, I'll tell you right now, he's my older brother. I thank God that he was at the helm with his men. And I also thank Qantas too as well, to be honest, because they hired him.
They did.
And for some reason, like he was meant to be on that flight on that particular day. And, I can't stop hugging the guy. I can't stop speaking highly of him and his men every day, because I'm here because of them. And so is everyone else. And to see that they have not been recognised to this day, it's so wrong.
So back to the flight now. When you landed at Learmonth Airport, was it a relief or was the danger still very real?
Oh, sorry, Isaac, what was that again?
So when you got to the Learmonth Airport, was it a relief or was the danger still real?
Oh, it's still real. Until we actually landed, that we were safe. Actually, aircraft came to a complete stop. We knew that we were safe.
So we'll come back and talk some more with Fuzzy Maiava after the break. If you have any questions for Fuzzy, then text them through to 0415 840 052. Back after the break with our exclusive report on QF72, and one of the champions, Fuzzy, is on the phone, and we'll be back after the break. That's Pink and Chris Stapleton with Love Me Anyway, our exclusive report of QF72. We have Fuzzy Maiava on the phone again. Fuzzy, when you landed the plane after that extremely scary, couple of, however long it was, what was the feeling like to be on the ground?
Relief. Absolute relief. I felt like a whole ton of, had been lifted off my shoulders, and I just completely gasped for air relief, sigh of relief, and because before we landed, I wasn't feeling the pain. The pain hadn't really set in until actually we landed, and the doors flung open, and the emergency personnel got on board, and and the medical people came on board and saw that I was in a lot of pain, and all I was after was that they gave me that morphine stick, as I was saying on the show.
Yeah.
I needed it because the pain was really unbearable at that time.
So the event has obviously affected you, Fuzzy, both mentally and physically. In fact, there was a time where you wanted to end your own life. Has QF72 played a significant part in your life?
Yes, it has. It has. Yes, it did. It was just too much. I just couldn't take it anymore. I felt alone. I felt I was on my own. I was having, like I said, nightmares and flashbacks every time. The pain was, unbearable. I couldn't sleep. So I was having, irregular sleeping patterns.
Yeah.
The meds that I was given was giving me a lot of side effects. But I needed it because it had to calm me down. And it just got to the point when my dad passed away at the same time, and then being medically retired, I thought that I just lost it. It was better for me to just disappear, and I couldn't handle the pain, frustration, and it was just too much for me. And I didn't want to be a burden on my family or anyone. So I want to take, the easy way out. But.
Well, thank God you didn't do that.
Yeah, so I'm glad that I'm here. Life is worth living, and I look back at it now, and it was hard. It was hard for me at the time. I was like, yes, if you're in that situation, it's really hard to explain.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a tough question for you, Fuzzy. Now, I saw it on the show. It's a bit hard for you to answer, but do you think Qantas did support you enough?
Like I said, Qantas is a great company. I've got the utmost respect for them, Isaac. Yeah. Like you said, they have obligations. They have, it's a business, and I understand that. And at the end of the day, we just have to move on, and there's nothing I can do.
That's right.
I realise that now, and besides, I wasn't the only one that was, injured. There's a lot of other people as well, and you just got to get on the best you can. And because look, the biggest gift for me was I'm alive, Isaac. That's my biggest payout. I'm alive, and I look at life now in a different perspective now. I don't have any more malice or anger towards anybody. I just want to live my life in the fullest and to take care of my daughter and, take each day as it comes. I pray the next day is always better than today. And, all the argument today, everything, in any, not just business, but money. Money is a problem. Money is a problem for everyone, but it helps. But as I said, it's out of my hands, Isaac, and there's nothing I can do. I just got to do what I've got to do to survive and move forward.
I want to move on to a miracle on that flight. One lady named Monica, who suffered extraordinary amounts of pain during the flight, actually died 6 times on the operating table. That must have been a terrifying thing to hear about. But when the flight landed, Fuzzy, what was the atmosphere like? What did it feel like in that airport near Exmouth? What was the feeling?
To be honest, Isaac, I couldn't really focus because I was on a stretcher. We were in the hangar on the ground. I was told that we were waiting for the flying doctors to come, and I didn't realise next to me was the passenger that was really badly injured. She was next to me.
Wow.
And I could hear her. She said to me, "Are you okay?" But I didn't realise the extent of her injuries because I couldn't move because I was in a neck brace and and I had a morphine stick in my mouth and I was still, I couldn't move, but I heard it just faintly, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm okay. Are you okay?" And she couldn't answer, and just so. But the feeling around was like it was sort of like quiet, but the fear on their faces. From what I could see, it was the feeling was really it was like being in a morgue.
Wow. Wow. So have these events made you anxious to fly?
Oh, without a doubt, Isaac. I actually got on that plane. Like I said, I wasn't going to go to appear on the Sunday night program, Channel 7. But like I said before, my kids made me come over. And so, in order for me to do that, I had to go see my psychiatrist to really give me a script, so for me to handle the flight over.
Yeah.
And it worked. And like I said, going back, my children said, "Dad, you must go over. The captain saved your life. Go and do it for him, and for the rest, for everybody. And it'll make you feel a lot better." And it did. It gave me, closure. to release that off me. And so I got on that plane, and I slept right throughout the whole trip. I slept right through. So the medication really helped me, and I managed to get over there
Wow.
and appear on the program.
So moving on now, your aim is to get Captain Kevin Sullivan, First Officer Peter Lipsett and Second Officer Ross Hales recognised as Australian national heroes. Do these three men have a huge influence on your life?
A big influence, Isaac. A big influence. That's the reason why I'm advocating to have these men publicly acknowledged and recognised for their heroism. Look, they saved 315 lives. And you got to do something. Look, it's more than 10 years now. Come on. It's morally wrong. And, the comments and the beautiful messages coming through agree. And so that's why I started up a petition to help push this across the line, Isaac.
Let's do this. What is your message to the Qantas Board of Directors?
Please relook at acknowledging and recognising Captain Sullivan and his brave men for what they did. I mean, they did Qantas proud. They actually put Qantas on the map for all Australians, not just for Qantas, but for all Australians. It's great. It's a great thing what they did. And the trust. It's just been reinforced for people to fly on Qantas. So I'm appealing to them, please, and even the Australian government, please, because we can no longer ignore the fact that it is now part of the Australian aviation history. It happened. And they saved their lives.
That's right. What is your message to Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister of Australia?
Mr. Prime Minister, if you're listening to this, I'm appealing to you to please use your discretionary powers. I know you can do this. This is an event. This is a worldwide event. It happened on the 7th of October 2008, and it really helped put Australia on the map. We have the greatest pilots in the world, one of the greatest pilots, and even our crew, flight attendants. We did Australia proud and the world. Please relook at it and award these men and give them the honour they deserve.
Now, Alan Joyce won an Order of Australia award in 2017 for his work in aviation with Qantas. He said in a statement, this award recognises the work of thousands of people who make Qantas an institution that Australians can rightly be proud of. Fuzzy, what are your thoughts on this in comparison to Captain Sullivan? Surely a man who saved 315 people from dying on a crippled airliner should be more eligible for this recognition rather than the CEO?
Isaac, look, listen. I didn't know about that, but I'm sure that for his business, for what he's doing for the Qantas brand, and I'm happy for him. I guess that's why he's the CEO. But I actually asked Mr. Alan Joyce if he could please do the same for Captain Sullivan, First Officer Lipsett, and Second Officer Ross Hales. If he could do the same and advocate on their behalf and nominate them for the awards that they deserve. I mean, it's all on behalf of the whole Qantas brand. And I believe that's worth looking into.
That's right.
Seriously.
So you volunteered at the Salvation Army for 3 years. Why did you choose to help the Salvos, and what were the challenges in getting to that point?
I knew that after when I tried to take my own life, I knew that life was important to me and my family, and I knew I had to take myself out of the dark hole and get away from home and to see and to gauge where I was at in terms of reintegrating back into the workforce. And the reason I chose Salvation Army because it was helping other people, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to give back, and also to help me to help with my self-esteem, public skills, and the social integration with the public. So I managed to do that for 3.5 years, but I knew I could only do between 6 and 12 hours a week because of my injuries. But it got to the point, I think I overstepped the mark. I was pushing myself. But I tried my best, but I enjoyed it, and giving back was just awesome. And, it just made me realize how important life really is. And,
That's right.
But I could no longer carry on because of my injuries, and but I did try. I gave it my best shot, and I did nearly 2.5 years, and I'm proud of that.
I think that's very inspiring for me, because just to see a man like you go through so much and then bounce back and still attempt at doing something good, it brings into perspective how important life is. And I want to ask you real quick, what inspired you to keep on doing this, Fuzzy?
Life is good, Isaac. We're here on Earth for many reasons, and I learned that by helping others, it just makes you a better person. But I'm doing it from my heart. I'm not just doing it to get accolades or any. No, please don't get me wrong. I enjoy what I'm doing, and I just want everybody to be happy and to be safe and look after each other. I mean, we're all one family, and love each other. It's to me that's important. Family values is so important, and I treasure every day, especially with my daughter. So I ask everybody, please, be kind to one another, and it's a beautiful place to be in.
Well, Fuzzy, where can people sign a petition if they want to?
Oh, please, I appeal to everyone to please get behind this petition. You can go on change.org and just type in Qantas, and it'll take you right there. If not, you can go on my Facebook page, the public page, the Fuzzy Maiava, and the petition site link is on there. Please, it's a worthy cause, and let's get these men the acknowledgement and recognition they really, really deserve. And I thank you all for your support, your love, and your prayers, and I love you all. Thank you very much.
Well, Fuzzy Maiava, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming on and having the courage to share your story on air. I also want to thank you for your selflessness and kindness. You're giving back to the people who gave to you. You're a true hero, and I really want to thank you for coming on the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, Isaac, for having me on. Thank you very much.